Badgers now moving through the second half of the Big Ten portion of the schedule. A home game on Tuesday night against Penn State and a Saturday afternoon matchup against the Illinois Fighting Illini. We'll look back at the two games this week. Of course, we'll check in with head coach Gard, and we'll also hear from Badgers senior Brad Davison. All coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Throws to Ford between the circles. Ford against Miller. Left-hand pass for Reavers. He'll try three. Left side, good. Nate Reavers for three, and that is the first hit from long range for the Badgers here today after missing their first 9. Here's try 7 on the shot clock. Demetric drives down the lane, got around Frazier. Layup, good. It counts and a foul. Demetric Trice with a much-needed and 1. Badgers back within 8.
I mean, the fact that we shot it so poorly is one thing, and there's some defensive miscues that I'll obviously find on the tape and go through that. But the way we had shot it offensively, we almost had to pitch a perfect game defensively, and that's was going to be our counter to the size of Coburn, was to try to be able to knock down some shots, and we had to be able to do that.
Just getting guys to play with the utmost confidence throughout the 40 minutes of a game, I think, will be big. And getting guys to see a couple shots go through, whether that's running a play for them or just getting them extra shots in practice, I think will be big for us.
5 to shoot. Price off the wing. Hanging, feet spotted. Down the lane. Slam dunk. Counted and a foul.
Badgers move from the field house to the Final Four.
Touchdown, Wisconsin. Kendrick Pryor.
Oh! Play spot open. Caulfield.
The Badger Sports Report is built by Ford, a proud partner of Wisconsin athletics. By Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view.
And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
Wheeler takes it off the wing. Pass knocked away by Jonathan Davis, and he will get the steal as Jonathan trying to run it down, and he does. Down on the floor, dug it out of there. Feeds Ford, gives off to Trevor Anderson. Now Davis left open. He'll try the three. That's a good sequence for Jonathan Davis. Anderson to the front court. Dribbles off the right wing, trying to take it to the rim. He does. Layup good. It counts and a foul. Oh, what work by Trevor Anderson. Trice against Hara. Dimitri left-hand dribble. Turns it out to Brad for three. Left side. Got it. Davison at the buzzer. And the Badgers will go into the locker room up by 2 from Potter. Out to Lundy. He'll try a three. That's off the rim. No good. And the rebound, Wall trying to save. Trice gathers. And finally, Wisconsin is back on offense. Here's Davison. A spot of three. Left side. Yes. Around the rim and in for Brad Davison. Timeout Penn State as the Badgers come out popping. Puts to Anderson, 8 to shoot. Trevor against Myron Jones. Anderson, the left-hand dribble. Runs it out to Davis. He'll try a three. Left side. Got it. Jonathan Davis from deep. That's his second three of the game. He'll refuse the screen. Feeds Potter out to Davis. Right corner three. Good again. Jonathan Davis, his third three of the night. Badgers in control, up 18. Potter draws the double. Davison feeds Davis. Why not? Right corner three. Why not indeed? Jonathan Davis is 4 of 4 from downtown. He'll feed Davis and throws to Davis. Thought about it. Feeds Reavers. Low on the right one. Pump up and in, and that's 1,001 for Nate Reavers. He joins the 1,000-point club. Good for Nate.
Well, I've been dealing with a little bit of confidence issues for the past couple games. I haven't really been attempting a lot of threes, but to see that first one in a while go down was a really good feeling.
You know, I think maybe he didn't shoot 4 for 4 before, shoot that prolific. Because maybe he wasn't ready to shoot 4 for 4. I mean, he's put time in, he's gotten better. And of course, from where he was when he came in, and I didn't bring the freshmen in until late July, early August when we started some actual workouts with just the freshmen, the improvement he's made in his ability to shoot the ball is evident. And obviously it shows tonight.
When we're focused, locked in, and everybody's on the same page and connected, these are some of the results we get, and just not dwelling or just getting lost in the script of a game and dwelling on mistakes and stuff. We just got to do better at that and being more consistent.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today.
You've heard the saying, if it looks like bacon and it tastes like sausage, it's probably Johnsonville sausage strips. Oh, you never heard that? Well, sausage strips are pretty new. They're strips of sausage in amazing flavors like maple and chorizo. You can find this meaty miracle by the bacon, even though it's sausage.
Whoa.
Throughout the course of the season, we have talked about how good the Big Ten is. We have talked about how deep the Big Ten is, and maybe haven't gone into too much of the why it's so good and so deep. The obvious is great talent, superb coaching throughout the league. But as we check in with head coach Greg Gard, one thing that you and your staff and players have certainly noticed right away is the variety in the conference. You've got the so-called traditional centers, the big burly guys like a Kofi Coburn, a Hunter Dickinson, guys who can go inside out like a Luka Garza, to name one. Every year we think it's the most ever, this, that, or the other, but the versatility of the league, Greg, is that one of the things that separates it and why it is so good this season?
Yeah, I think, versatility is one thing, as you mentioned. It's kind of goes hand in hand with style play. I think the experience of the league, you got a lot of older teams in the league. So, maybe they don't have all encompassed with all seniors, but, there's, like I said, by and large, the league is older, so you've got that mix of it. But yeah, you do have a lot of different combinations. We just came off playing Maryland, where you see a lot of small ball, and Penn State's somewhat the same way. You play in Minnesota and you're locked in on Leon Robbins, and you play Illinois, it's going to be Coburn amongst others. But you're right. I mean, it definitely, is challenging and exciting. And I think obviously that's why this league is by far and away the best in the country.
It seems like the small ball fits the definition of the positionless basketball too. You've talked about it. It's at times you can face teams with 5 guys who will space, put it on the deck. That's an enormous challenge for any team, I would think, on the defensive end of the floor.
It is, because it just really, it spreads you out, and if you are trying to play with the one traditional big or more, it really puts you in kind of a quandary of how do you handle those those type of teams that can really spread you out and attack, and especially when you've got, like in Maryland's case, all those guys for the most part shot threes, so you are really you can the fear is you get too spread out, and when you get too spread out, you can't get help to places, and you can't squeeze the floor and shrink it as you'd like to, and obviously you get put on a lot of islands with a lot of one-on-one and long closeouts if you have to overhelp. So it's the kind of the chess match within the game of how do you try to balance what they're trying to do with what you can do well given how you play.
And thus you recruit accordingly. You have guys, obviously, with the lean forward with Tyler Wall. They can guard various positions. And I know the shooting has been up and down with Nate, but the body of work would tell you for a big, he can step outside and hurt you. Obviously, Micah can. So the formula of what you guys have done for a while, which at the team's best, you got 5 guys on the floor who are shooting threats. That too causes a host of problems for opposing teams on the defensive end.
It does. Yeah, no, it definitely does. I think the biggest thing with the small ball has been how do you defend it? And specifically have a bigger guy that you're trying to play in the lineup. How do you find ways to support him and play around that a little bit by still utilizing some things that a Nate or a Micah do so well? We did, times at Maryland, we went with 5 smalls. We had lean forward playing the 5. So you adjust and adapt, but still trying to stay true to the things that stay true to your character, the things that make you good, and make the other team adjust to you as well.
I used the term at the outset of this, traditional bigs, traditional 5 men. Is there any such thing anymore? I'm thinking probably not.
No, I mean, you're probably not. I mean, there's maybe Harar at Penn State, maybe the big kid at Maryland, number 30, Smith. But by and large, the bigs can all shoot it, and I think that's, you look at across the league. Coburn hasn't done that yet, but Garza, Robbins are 2 bigs. By and large, the bigs are growing up in a generation where everybody shoots the 3, and that's kind of where the game has transcended. It's been passed down, I think, from Europe and to the NBA to how kids grow up now, that everybody has that opportunity, and it's, when you can do it well and you're efficient with it, it's hard to guard. Obviously, it always makes it look better when the ball goes in, but that's obviously the trend. I think just where the game is going in general, aside from our program and how we have played and structured our teams, the game itself is going to more of that. The 3 is such a weapon, and analytically, that's what you want. You want to be able to shoot 3s, just because of the efficiency of it, of how many points you can score on one shot.
What in today's basketball, what can you live with in terms of 3-point percentage? Is it still a third? I know Bo talked about that.
I mean, it probably depends on the volume, and obviously some of our volume at times, the other night at Penn State got skewed because we shot 5 that were in desperation at the end. So you have to factor in, you don't look at just a box score. That's why I've been very cautious just to look at a box score and make assumptions, really go through and analyze the possessions and what happened and what possessions were, like I said, that the 5 that we were in no choice time, we had to shoot them. So that increases your volume. But I think, it's really on the flow of a game, and in that 20 probably to 25 is where you'd probably want to be, thinking you can make 9. If you're making 9, you're over a point per possession, and if you're at 7, you're a little under it. So it's such a fine line. Two makes, you've obviously flipped the numbers analytically in your favor. Two less makes, and it looks like you had such a horrible night. But really, like I said, two more balls go in, you're above the norm for points per possession.
Yeah, people in my business used to talk about 2 or 3 or 4 bad minutes can change things around, but as you know better than I, 1 or 2 tough possessions, right? It changes the whole outlook. Stay with us. We will have more to come as we continue with this week's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
If we build this, all the legendary players will magically appear, and we'll have sports again. I call it the Field of Fame. Of course, I'll have to tear down the garage, fill in the pool, and lose the trees. So can I get a loan?
So as your friend, I love it, but as your banker, not so much.
Let me talk to the friend.
You could always invest in a college fund.
No, my kids aren't going to college. They're going to work at the stadium.
Our kids are going to college.
Sports are back.
My wife wants to build a college.
And not a moment too soon.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
So much talk from people who cover college basketball about the Big Ten Conference, and when they mention Wisconsin specifically, they mention, boy, that schedule as you get late in the season, that the term backloaded gets used quite a bit. But my guest probably views every game in this conference as big because he's been around it here for a few years as we check in with Brad Davison. And Brad, first off, thanks for joining us here. 2 things. I think anytime you get out on the floor, you're excited. Doesn't matter the opponent. However, with the talk about, you're playing teams that just like you are in the mix, a couple with Illinois, couple with Iowa, still Michigan ahead. I would imagine these kind of games are why you became a Wisconsin Badger to begin with, right? To be able to be in these games late in the season with you and your team still in the mix.
Absolutely. You hit it right in the head there. This is why you come to Wisconsin, to compete for Big Ten championships and for high seeds NCAA tournament. That's something that I remember talking to my family about. I said, when it comes to February and March, I don't want to be competing to get into the tournament. I want to be competing for championships, and I want to be competing against the other top teams in the country. Those primetime games, the ability to make a statement, control your own destiny. That's what it means to be a Wisconsin Badger here in our program. So we're looking forward to it, whether you want to call it backloaded or pressure, whatever, we call it opportunity. And we put ourselves in a great spot with to control our destiny with a lot of opportunities coming up.
I want to ask you a question I asked Aleem a couple of weeks ago, because I know this season stands alone. Last year was last year. However, I'm guessing there are some things that you learned along the way when the calendar flipped to February and you guys really started on your roll that led you to a championship. What do you take from that that can help you this time around as you progress through the month of February?
It gives you confidence. We've been there, done that. We know what's ahead of us, and we know that we've done it before, and we know the recipe that allowed us to do it. Last year was full of ups and downs and hills and valleys, as I like to call them, both on the court and off the court. And ultimately what those did, that adversity knit us together and built a character and a togetherness of this group that allowed us to take advantage of those opportunities down the stretch. A similar year. There was a lot of things going on this year, definitely with a unique season. But again, we find ourselves in a similar position with similar opportunities in front of us.
Yeah, I was just sorry to jump in like that, but because of everything that you guys went through last year, and people who follow your program know what we're talking about here, this is different, with COVID and all that, but has that helped? Just like, okay, we've dealt with disruption and really bad things. So maybe with you and especially you and your fellow veteran teammates, does that help you kind of roll with it a little bit more this season?
Definitely. I think the word I like to use is we have perspective. I think you gain perspective from personal experiences over the years. We've been through a lot over the last couple of years, last year and this year included. And so when you have perspective, you don't have to get too high or get too low, because you realize that, yes, there's a bigger picture than just basketball, but also there's a bigger picture than one game or one play. If you lose a game, you realize there's still a lot more games, and every other team's going to lose a lot of games too. So there's a lot of perspective that comes with the highs and lows of a season, but also each and every day. So I'd say the biggest thing that we have is a sense of perspective.
Guys like me, we watch, but you're living it. And we all talked about the Big Ten last year, which was ridiculously good. I think you could make a very strong argument, best conference in the country. People are saying much the same this season. You're in there competing. Is it even as good as it was last year? Do you see the league being even a little bit better this year?
I think it's very similar. People say top heavy or deepest leagues. I think it's probably both of them. We kind of got both areas covered. I think the biggest difference between this year and last year is you never got a bye game or you never got rest, but you got a little bit more assurance when you were at home. When you had a home court advantage, when you had, in our case, 18,000 fans supporting you at a home game. I think that's the biggest advantage that we're missing this year is, there's no advantage whether you're home or away. You got to show up. You got to play your best ball, and sometimes your best ball might not even get the job done. So I think that would be the biggest difference this year is those home court advantages aren't quite the same.
And on the road, too, because you fared well on the road, and you feed off the home crowd, obviously, but I've always thought you would feed off the road crowd when you had 18,000 against you. So that's a little different animal, too, right?
Yeah, me personally, I've always loved road games. It's a little different for me this year. I'm used to getting booed and heckled and all sorts of things thrown at me at a road game. So that's been a new experience. I don't know if I favor one or the other because over the years you gain a sense of appreciation for it and you kind of look forward to it. But both home games and road games, it's I don't know if words describe quite how different and unprecedented it is to play a game in a huge arena with nobody there. I don't think anyone really understands it until you get to experience it.
I would say very selfishly, I miss, being on the road and running into your parents in the hotel lobby before a game. Yeah. At least, Brad, they're there for the home games. And then if it's the situation's right, maybe they could travel. But what does that mean for you and your teammates? Put that into words, what that means to know they're at least there at the Kohl Center watching you in person.
And again, like I said before, we have this sense of appreciation and perspective because of what we've been through in the past and from personal experiences. So to have the opportunity to have our parents at games and to be able to see them for a little bit before and after, that's what it's all about. Ultimately, we don't only play basketball or come to Wisconsin for ourselves or for our teammates and for our coaching staff, but also, we come from a family too. And this season's unprecedented. We don't get a lot of social interaction with anybody, let alone, our family and our parents and the loved ones that we have closest to us. So the opportunity they have to come to games was such a blessing and something that we were so, grateful for our university allowing them into games. And definitely something that we don't take for granted. I know that's, I look up at my mom and dad numerous times throughout a game, whether it's for a pregame, it's for a salute. During the game, it's maybe for a thumbs up or get your head up or smile, whatever it may be. But just being able to look up in the stands and see them, to me, it just brings a sense of gratitude back no matter what's going on in the game.
All right, still got a few of those home games left, and then the games beyond that will be on the end of the regular season. Hopefully, you're able to at least wave to them from the basketball floor to wherever they're watching you from in the arena. Hopefully, you got a lot more of those in you this season, right?
Yes, sir. That's the goal. I hope so.
All right, that is Brad Davison. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report right after this.
Because of this, we made Ford Super Duty the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower and best-in-class payload.
Rescue 614 en route.
Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
The Badger Sports Report is built by Ford, a proud partner of Wisconsin athletics. By Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Our thanks once again to head coach Greg Gard, as well as Badgers senior guard Brad Davison. Next up for the Wisconsin Badgers, another road trip as they make the trip to Lincoln to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today.
Compeer Financial has always been there for our clients and communities in any situation. And our support continues today as our clients work relentlessly to feed, clothe, and fuel the world. Compeer is proud to continue our strong commitment to our clients, the rural communities where they live, and to agriculture. We're here to help meet the financial needs of rural America. And we'll navigate through this together.
You've heard the saying, if it looks like bacon and it tastes like sausage, it's probably Johnsonville sausage strips. Oh, you never heard that? Well, sausage strips are pretty new. They're strips of sausage in amazing flavors like maple and chorizo. You can find this meaty miracle by the bacon, even though it's sausage.
Whoa.